Hello guys, and welcome to another video from Hermes Betting Advice. As I've been saying for a while, I want to basically record a video, just in general video related to betting. And now with the international break and games that I'm not confident tipping, or I have not enough knowledge, not enough time to do a proper research, because I've never been interested in the leagues that are basically playing at the moment, or in the early cup games that I usually played in those international breaks. I think that's a perfect time to record that video. I've called it Golden Rules for Profitable Betting, and those are rules that I've seen people who make money out follow or create. Some of those are rules that I've created for myself that help me turn or make profit out of betting. So here they are. I've put them 7. I'm gonna go quickly over them. So the first one is be serious. Gambling is not a game. I mean, treat that gambling as an investment. Don't treat it as like creation or just as a spare time. At the end of the day, that's your money. If you want to throw them away, yeah, it's up to you how you're gonna do it. But if you just go there, put some money, hope to be lucky, I don't know, probably go and give it to charity or give it to someone who needs them. At least they're gonna have more satisfaction if they receive your money than your bookies, because he doesn't appreciate that. And so don't go for the spectacular wins. Yeah, I know every one of us who has bet at least once in their life, they think they know everything. I remember when I was young, I was going for 15, 20 games accumulator weekend. Oh yeah, it's gonna come. And then, you bet on 20 games and you get 13 and you're like, oh, I was so close. If you think statistically you're not that close, you're just about 50%. So, but that's what most recreational gamblers do. They just go and put some money, create spectacular bets, and they're like, oh, I'll put 5 here, I'll put 5 there, put 10 there. At the end of the day, you're just wasting your money, because the chance of getting a profit, it's really, really, really little, and you're more certain to lose your money, as statistics has proven that over 90% of gamblers or casual gamblers fail to make any profit out of it. The second rule is basically tied up with your bank. Bank is basically the amount that you play with. My first advice is have a realistic bank. Never bet with more than what you're prepared to lose, be it 5% or 10% of your weekly earnings or daily earnings. It's very individual, but basically I think what's more important is the 5-10-20 formula that I've come up with for myself. So what it is, so my rule is never bet more than 5% of your bank on a single bet. That doesn't mean that you're betting on one game, maybe accumulator, maybe double, maybe triple, anyway, but never put more than 5% on your bank on a single bet. The second rule is never bet more than 10% of your bank in a single day. And the last one is never bet more than 20% of your bank in a week. All of us, even most experienced or professional gambler, we have run into a bad spells. They can last from a week to 2 weeks to a month. I've rarely seen anyone be in a bad form, a bad shape for more than a month. So if you bet the maximum of 20% in a week, you still have about you can stretch your bank for 5 weeks, and I'm sure in 5 weeks you're gonna make here at least some profit. You're not gonna be losing everything. But if you go, spectacular, it's like, okay, you lost 10% today, or you were really sure on a game. Let's say let it happen this weekend when a lot of people, oh yeah, Tottenham's gonna smash Burnley. I've seen people putting ridiculous amount of 2-0, 3-0, 4-0, or it's a very really solid game, bet of 1.3, so what is like 1 in a 3, and I'll put 100 and I'll still make some profit, but a lot of people lose money on it. So when you lose money, you have that instinct that, oh, I need to win it back. So basically that's what I'm saying. Stick to that 5% or 10% in a day. Okay, you've lost those money. What's important is not the short run, it's what's important in the long run. So you have a 2 or 3 bad days. If you stick to that through, you're still gonna have money to come back. As I said, like, okay, cross off that day, but still have enough money to come and bet for another day or come and fight another day. So always give yourself a fighting chance to come back and win your money. Number 3, do your research. Yeah, you can follow like me, for example. There are a lot of people who tend to put tips outside, but just for yourself, go have a look at it. Go check it. I mean, football is pretty easy. Now there's so many statistics here, like in the websites or even on the videos. So you like a game, or someone say, yeah, it's gonna be a winner, it's gonna be a cracker, and you like the odds. But it's easy. It's 5 minutes of your time if you want to bet on something. At the end of the day, you're putting your money. So I can say, I don't know that. What's the reason? Let's make an example. Let's say Barcelona, right? Barcelona playing a friendly, let's say, with, I don't know, what's a weak team. Really weak team, out of shape team. I don't know, let's say Crotone from Italy, and it's some kind of friendly. Okay, so it's a friendly in the international break now. When you see Barcelona versus Crotone, and you see the odds, let's say Barcelona is 2.3, sorry, in decimals, but that's how I'm used to. Crotone draw is 3.5, and the bet for Crotone, let's say, is 1.8. Your ticket is like, oh, it's Barcelona versus Crotone. You gotta have to be crazy, not to bet. Yeah, but you don't know who your provider is. Your betting provider, it may be Barcelona B, might be Barcelona reserves, right? But they were like, oh, if you put Barcelona reserves, I cannot put those bets. People is gonna be scared. So I'll put Barcelona B versus Crotone. You go there like, oh, 2.3, I'll put 100, let's say 100, and times 2.3, I make 230 or 130 profit. So you're like, oh, that's really easy and nice bet, I'll go and put it on. But as I said, it may be just, that's a B team of Barcelona. Or it may be that Barcelona having, I don't know, 15 youth players and some couple reserves. So look at it. Look what's the team. Look at the circumstances. It might be a friendly game where it's for some cost. So that's what I'm saying. It's just take 5 minutes of your time and look at it. Don't trust anyone's opinion. Number 4 is have a plan. That's tied up to a bit to point number 2 as well. As you've seen, I've done my bet. I have bet of the day, BOD. I have bought teams to score. I have a high stake or overpriced selection, and I have a accumulator selection. So my bet of the day is usually something at stakes from 1.5 to probably up to 2. bet of the both teams to score, usually from 1.6 to like 2.1 usually. High stakes is usually over 2, and then your accumulator is from, I don't know, from 5 up to a infinity. So I usually place a 50 bet, so I put 25 here, put 15 here, put 5 here, and 5 here. Worst case scenario, if nothing wins, I'm losing everything. Let's say I have a winning bet 25 times 1.5, so that's 37.5. So I'm making 12.5 profit here. So that 12.5 profit here, even if I can lose any of either those two selection or one that selection. So that means 27.5, let's say it's 1.1 plus 1.5, 15 by 1.6. That is another 32.5. So if I have those two winning selection, that's 37.5 plus 32.5, 0, 60 or 70 quid. So even if I lose my high stakes selection and my accumulator selection, I still have 20 profit. So 20 profit a day. So if 20 units of profits times 30, that's 600 a month, times 12 months, that's 7.5 grand of your earnings. I think that's a pretty decent return. Okay, if you say, okay, it's 10 months, not 12 months, it's still 6 grand. If you make 6 grand or a year extra income, to me that's a good income. Obviously, personal circumstances change. The higher you bank, the more you can basically win, but that's what I'm saying. Have a plan, have your games, bet on them. If they lost, avoid what I say, emotional betting. Basically, you have 1 or 2 or 3 losing bets. Don't bet any more of it. Don't try to win everything in one day. Yeah, you're gonna have losing bets, you're gonna have winning bets. What's important is in the long term, your winning bets are more than your losing bets. So yeah, have a plan and stick to it. Next point, cash out or not to cash out. I have a 89th-minute rule. Basically, if a game I bet on is 1 goal only from my winning bet, I will cash out. So usually that's when I'm putting on outright winners or double chance winners, and it's 89th minute. My team is 1 goal ahead. They might be controlling the game, but you never know. In the last minute they can score a game and it's gonna be a losing selection. So I'd rather go for minimal profit than wait and lose everything. I have friends and I have people who bet they don't really like cashing out, but for me, it's, as I said, it's better to make a small profit and lose everything. Number 6, pre-game versus live betting. A lot of betting companies now give you make a 25 or 50 pre-game bet, and then you can have the same amount of free betting for the same game. What I do is usually go for both teams to score in first half, and usually your lower odds are on no and your higher odds on yes. So I always put my bet on no, and when the game starts I use the free bet on yes. So why is that? Simply because, let's say selection no is 1.3, you put 50 on it, you ended up winning 65, so you have 15 units of profit. Yes, it's 3.5, but it's a much higher risk. Usually what you get now is if you have a winning selection, they're going to take that 50 off, so you're going to have 115 profit. which basically, 150, and if you take your minus 50 that you put on your bet, you're still gonna turn out a 65 profit. If you put it the other way, you're gonna end up just with 15 profit minus your 50 bet. You're gonna be actually on a minus. So always put your money, your bet on the smaller selection, and the better money or the free money on the higher selection. If your higher selection wins, you're still making a bigger profit than if you put your selection onto that, hoping to get that money instead of this return. And number 7 is very simple: trust your instinct. If something doesn't feel right when you want to put that bet, don't bet on it, because in 99% of the case, either you're going to be really nervous and you end up cashing out the bet just when it's not time, or you're going to end up as a losing bet. So thanks for watching that general video. Come tomorrow for another video with betting tips, but yeah, those are my golden rules for profitable betting. Thank you for watching. Come tomorrow.